Hey guys, my name is TommyBryson. If you don't know me, you're gonna know me. And here's the deal, right? I'm gonna teach you guys how to save money. And not just save money, but budget money in such a way where you can invest your money, have fun, buy whatever you need, take care of the bills, pay back your debts, and every single aspect that comes with life. There are way too many budgets out there that are just like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to have fun, I'm not gonna be able to do this, I'm not gonna be able to do that, and what happens when I retire? I'm not gonna have enough money. And a lot of people tell me, Tommy, how do I invest my money? How do I save my money? And there's a misconception out there. Everybody thinks that they need tons and tons and tons of money. Listen, I graduated with a bachelor's in accounting, and I can tell you this, I started budgeting when I literally was making $60 a week. And most likely out there, if you're watching this video, you're probably making a little bit more than me, or maybe you're making less than me, but it doesn't really matter. Back then I had $60 a week to budget out, and it's not just about the money that you have, the amount of money, but it's about getting into the habit. So all you really need to create this budget that I'm going to teach you today is just three things: a marker, money, and some envelopes. Now, the point of the envelopes is just like, that's where you're gonna be putting the money in each account. Well, you can have separate bank accounts, but it needs to be tangible. And what I mean by tangible is like in separate places where you can put your money. Now, here's why that is, right? A lot of people save their money, and then all of a sudden they're saving so much money, they have $1,000 saved up, and then they feel like, oh my gosh, I've been saving money for so long, I haven't given myself anything. I'm gonna go on this trip to Barbados or wherever I wanna go, and then all of a sudden they have no money left back. What that happens when all you're doing is saving money and you're not really taking care of yourself. So let's start this off right now. Now, you're gonna need 6 envelopes, 6 piggy banks, or whatever you want, right? But for right now, we're gonna focus on 5 envelopes, and then I'll tell you guys, if you guys stick around, what the 6th envelope is actually for. So let's get started. Now, the first envelope, I don't know if you guys ever heard about this, but there's a saying out there by a lot of millionaires, by a lot of people that are very successful: the first thing you do when you get your paycheck is you pay yourself first. And a lot of people don't know what that means, but here it is. I'm gonna explain this to you guys right now. Now, we have 5 accounts, and these accounts are as follows basically, right? We have a debt account. This account is to pay back your debt. We have an expense account. This account is to pay off your expenses like bills, phone bills, and everything like that, water bills, light bills, depending on your age range. This is fun, which is one of your favorite accounts, I can already tell. This account is so you guys can go out and have fun, buy stuff or whatever you want to buy. Then you have EMG, which is emergencies. It's just short for emergencies, to be honest. And that's money that you save up and have on the side in case you lose your job, in case something happens, in case something catastrophic happens. Now, my favorite account and my last account is actually investments. Now, we're gonna put these accounts in order, and we're gonna use the money, which is $10. You only really need $10 to actually get started in saving your money and budgeting. And I say $10, but you can start with $1, just get it in pennies or 10 cents or whatever, so you guys can start separating your money. It's all about tangibility, and it's all about building a habit. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is put money into your investment account. Every time you get paid, every time you get a paycheck, the first account that needs to be paid is the investment account. And here's why: you need to pay yourself, you need to take care of yourself, and then you can take care of everything else. But if you're not taking care of the future self, then you're gonna be really screwed up. Now, this investment account can be used for the stock market, it can be used to start a business, it can be used to advertise, to do t-shirt companies, to do whatever you wanna do. But it's an account where you're gonna be putting money in so you can expect a return. This is simple. This is simple stuff. The second account is actually emergencies, and I'll tell you why emergency is second. 10% of all the money that I made, I was putting in here. And when my dad passed away, because I was putting money away in my emergency account, I was able to go there, get the password, and get everything like that, and still have tons of money left back. Because preparing for an emergency like that, it really helps you when something happens. Things happen in life, and you never really know what's gonna happen. Now, the third account is debt. Debt is an account which I really like, and a lot of people are afraid of debt, but you shouldn't be afraid of debt whatsoever. I would go in debt, but we don't have time in this video, so I'll make another video about why it's such an important account and why it can actually be profitable. Now, the debt account is obviously to pay back the debt, where you have student loans, credit cards, or furniture that you can take out, or video games, whatever you have. You use this to actually pay it off, and those are debts, not bills, not anything like that. That's completely different. Now, the fourth account is the expense account. Now, with the expense account, you're gonna be using this account in order to pay your phone bill, your light bill, whatever bills that you guys have, which is an expense, you use this account to pay. Now, the fun account is one of my favorite accounts. I get around like I think I get around like $50. And sometimes I go to Manhattan, I got movies, I go to the bowling alley, and I usually go with my girlfriend. We get something to eat, blah blah blah, and it's really exciting. Now that you guys know each account and what they individually mean, I'm gonna be telling you guys how this budgeting thing works and how when you get paid, where are you gonna put the money and how are you gonna divide it. Let's start off with the investment account that I told you guys is the most important account. When I first started, I was putting around 20% of all the money that I was making into my investment account. So as you guys can see here, investment 20%. So 20% of all the money I would put in this account, which is a folder, a bank account, whatever you want to call it. I would put 20% of all the money that I was making and I was putting it in this account. So say for example I have $10, 20% of $10 is $2. So if I get paid $10, I'm gonna take $2, pop, pop, and I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna put it into my investment account. And here you go. Bada bada bam, bada bing, bada bam, bada bam. If an investment opportunity comes, I have money, and I'm also looking for investment opportunities all the time with stocks, trying to start a business, trying to do advertising for YouTube, trying to sell t-shirts. And here's the thing, right? Sometimes I use this account, which is an investment account. I use it sometimes to buy phones. I would buy an iPhone and I would sell it. You know, it's all about business and like trying to make money with this account. That's what it really is all about, to be honest. It's not fancy. It's not anything like superior, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to be Warren Buffett to actually manage this account. Now, the second account is emergencies. Emergencies is one of the most solid accounts. You know, right now you might think that you're awesome, that you're great or whatever, like kind of in the space that I am right now. I'm really comfortable. But what happens if I lose my job? What happens if a fire burns out or whatever? God forbid, you know? If I don't have an emergency account, then I'll be screwed because I didn't prepare for it. So I had $10, and what I like to do with this emergency account, I like to distribute 10% of all the money that I make towards this. So I'll put 10% here. And 10% of $10 is $1. So we put the $1 in here, and bam. And you guys might not say, well, Tommy, this is too small, blah, blah, blah. If I'm making $500 a week and I'm putting 10% of that into this account, that's $50. $50 a week for an entire year is $2,400 that you have in your pocket. So at the end of the year, you have $2,400. If your car breaks down or anything like that, hey, you can fix it. You can do whatever you need, right? Now, the third account, which is a lot of people's like the most negative account, to be honest, it's credit debt. That's money that you owe. And sometimes, guys, sometimes you start this entire budget thing and you come in and you made a lot of mistakes. You owe tons of money because of credit cards. You bought a whole bunch of shit that you don't really need and you're not even using, like clothes, apparels, and everything like that, right? But it's not really your fault. You know, so don't take it personally, right? And because this is what happened, right? When I first started out, I had a lot of debt and I was trying to get rid of all of it. So I started out putting around 40% of all the money that I made at that time, I was distributing into the debt account. And this was used to pay off my credit cards, to pay off my loans, to pay off anything that I needed to pay off. And it's chunk by chunk that you get through, you know? Say for example, you're here and you're watching this video and you have tons of credit card debt. Well, you're saying, oh my gosh, I'm so fragile, blah, 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 and you don't know what to do. Here's a tip. And the deal is this, right? If you have credit card debt, your credit cards and your collectors, they'll want you to pay. So call them and make a payment plan. Because once you have this all figured out, it's gonna be really easy for you to handle in your business and everything like that, right? So call them, tell them, hey, my name is Tommy, I owe tons of money, I can't pay the minimum, which is like $100 to $200, I can't do that right now. Can we create a payment plan? And that's what I wanna do. And they'll probably decrease it. So $4 is gonna be going into, wow, this is crazy. $4 is gonna be going to your debt, to pay towards your debt. Here's the deal, right? Expenses. I personally don't have a lot of expenses. Towards my expenses, I put 10%. Now 10% of $10 is $1. So now let's put it in here. This is one of the most difficult things. A lot of people tell me, Tommy, how am I gonna be putting 10% and paying all my bills? Well, your bills and my bills are very different. So say you have a mortgage, and a mortgage I would put it into the debt account actually. But say you have a phone bill, you have to pay electric bill, you have to pay water bill, rent, and all these things. Obviously then your expense account would be more than 10%. Well, what you would do then is kind of like change the percentage a little bit. So instead of me putting this much into debt because I don't have as much credit card as Tommy does, I'll put 30% into my expenses and then 20% into my debt, you know? That makes it easier. Now, here's the deal. Fun, I like to put 10% also. A lot of people tell me, Tommy, I don't need to have fun, I just need to save money, I'll eat shit for years, you know, like how Gary Vee says it. But here's the deal. When you're saving up money and you're really doing it a lot of people that do it know this, right? You get super depressed, you get super bummed out because you're not having fun, you're not enjoying what you're doing, you're working constantly, and all you really see is like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm working every single day, I don't get to spend my money, I don't get to have fun, I don't get to do anything. So by you having a fun account, what it does is, hey, I work, but guess what? At the end of the week, I go, I have fun, I have a couple of drinks, I do this, I do that, I buy video games for me to play, I do whatever I want to do, you know? And that's what I really like about this account. It kind of like, it kind of takes all the hassle that you've been going through this entire week, like budgeting and saving up everything, and it kind of has you release it, which is really important. Now, the last account, because if you guys haven't noticed, we still have $10 left. Well, this is $1 left, right? We still have $1 left. Now, the sixth and final account, which is the most important account out of all of these accounts, is charity. When I first started the charity account, I had a lot of problems because I have this kind of nature to myself where I'm very like thoughtful, but I'm also like very like suspicious about everything. So I don't like to give my money to people to give away, and I kind of like, I just want to do it myself, you know? And I couldn't give it to the homeless around here in my area specifically. It was a lot of people that are on drugs, and I didn't want to enable them and anything like that. And what I did personally was I used to put 5%, 10% of all the money that I was making into my charity account, and I used to go to the supermarket and I used to buy someone else's food. And I used to be like, hey, I remember this guy specifically that I used to always see around the area. He has spaghetti, he has salsa, and he had a few other things. I think he was gonna make it for his kids. And I tell him, hey, can I buy that for you? And he says, no way, are you serious? And then I bought it for him, and I felt super good. He felt super good. Honestly, to be honest, it's kind of selfish when you give money away because you feel like so good, to be honest. And that same amount of money that I gave away that day, which was around like, I think it was like $10 or $20, the same day, the same night, I found $40 on the floor. I'll be honest with you guys, this is not like a theory or anything like that. This is a fact. I've never seen anybody go broke by giving money away in the right way with the right intentions. And this is this video. Guys, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe and like. I'm posting videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, here's the deal, guys. All these accounts, these are six accounts. It all depends on your situation. And what this is gonna do is kind of help you strike a balance. So say for example, you owe tons of money. Well, you know that you're gonna have to put a lot of money and a lot of the money that you make towards debt. But you can't neglect everything else. And that's the main idea of this entire investment tool. You can't say, I owe so much money in credit card debt, so for the next month, I'm not gonna be paying myself anything, I'm not gonna be having fun, I'm just gonna be treating myself like shit. And it's not gonna work like that, you know? Thanks for watching, guys. And if you guys like this video and you guys know somebody or know a friend or somebody that might need it and might need to learn how to get a hold on their life, go ahead and share this video with them. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like the video, leave comments down below if you guys have any questions about anything that I said, and I'll be here answering and kind of like helping you guys solve your problems. And I really appreciate all the love. Thank you. Peace out. Yeah.
You've got to start at the bottom if you're ever gonna reach the top. You've gotta watch all the